Hey everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. Welcome to the ARTyRV live stream tonight. We're so glad to see everyone, and
I'm sorry, I was listening to Mary.
you're not listening to me?
I'm listening to you.
We're live.
I know, and good evening everybody. Hey.
Good evening.
Woo.
It's raining here tonight.
Oh boy, is it.
I think it might be out of here. I'm not sure, but I see that some of you are having a lot of rain as well. So
It is blowing right
maybe
on
it'll,
up.
yeah, maybe it'll just go
Blow right
away
on
for the
out.
next hour anyway. We hope you've had a good week, and we welcome you to the ARTyRV live stream. We're here to educate and inspire and create a community of stained glass artists from around the world. So welcome, everyone.
I know, and the Mary Cam's working tonight. I see it.
Yeah, I
can
see her. I see
She's
her.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's raining so hard. The poor baby, she can't go for a WALK, so she's hanging out in relief, trying to be good. So we got a good show tonight. We got some questions already. We have
We
a couple
do.
of new people that I don't remember seeing at the show before. So welcome everybody.
Welcome, everyone. We'll have a Q&A. If you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q, and we'll answer the questions as they come up. We have a glass demo tonight. Ed will be cutting glass for you, and we have some real pretty colors he's going to use and tell you the numbers and how you can find them.
Yeah, we'll share it with you and see
And
what.
then we'll do glass chat. And if you want Ed to cut anything special, if he has the tools here to do it, he'll be
then
happy to
we'll
do it.
it. That's right, we will. You know what, Barb? Last week we had a great viewer showcase. We had so many beautiful pieces of work. It was.
Yeah, it was a
really
great
enjoyable.
showcase.
Yeah,
And if anyone wants to be in the showcase, just send a note to viewershowcase@gmail.com
Right.
along with a photograph and a brief note about how you did your work, and if it's a pattern you drew, if it's original, if it's someone else's, or if you don't even know where it came from. It doesn't matter. Just if you did that stained glass, you can share it.
You can share it. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you got a hold of it somehow, so it's out there for everybody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not.
Anything
It's
to
all
worry
been
about.
done before, guys.
Everything's been done before. Yes.
Yeah. So this is great. We had let's see. So the viewer showcase last week was nice. This week we had a pretty good week. We were able to throw away 2 trash cans of stuff out of the garage when the trash man came today,
And a recycle bin
and a recycle
and
bin.
a trunk full of Goodwill.
That's right. So we're working on it, guys. That was just a quick update on the garage project.
Yeah, it's moving right ahead, but it's not something that we're rushing into. We have other priorities, but we're working on it. And
Yeah, it's a filler.
yes, it's
It's a filler.
something that we want to get accomplished before the new glass blowing season. We want to
Yeah.
do it this summer,
Yeah.
so it's a summer project,
Yeah,
spring summer project.
Spring, yeah, early, mid-spring, late spring, summer project.
Yeah.
So. And we're looking forward to sharing that with you as we move a little bit further along and get the mess cleaned up a little bit more.
You'll
We're
be
gonna
able
do a
to see
video
the.
of it. Yeah.
You'll be able to see the mess. I videoed the mess.
Oh, you
It's
did?
very shameful. Yes.
Oh my gosh, girl! What in the world?
It's very shameful.
But we did get a trunk load of stuff to Goodwill.
Yeah,
So-
we did. That was
and
good.
and that's good.
Yeah.
That's
My hair never dried today.
never
I was
dried
work-
from last week.
I was working in the garden today and it got wet, and then I got in the shower and it got wet. And
All right.
I don't think it was.
You heard
dry
that
all
directly
day.
from Barbara's mouth. She was working in the garden today. Guess what, y'all? She's feeling better.
Yes.
So
I'm
we're
feeling
we're
like
excited about that, and it was Monday, so we were able to do some things around the house today because we're off on Monday. So that's nice.
that. Did you do something around the house today?
I did something. I don't remember what it was. I probably took a nap. No.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
napping around the
but
house
no, I
today.
did go to work today for a while.
You
I
went
to
to
the shop
work.
and
I did stuff
and
around
soldered
the
the other half of a window this morning. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's good.
not
So
stained
we've got
glass,
some
really.
questions up at the top. We've got
We
new
do.
people in the studio tonight, and welcome everybody. If you're watching this on the rerun, hey, thanks for jumping in and checking it out, because we know some of y'all can't make it on Monday night, so we allow this. We give this to you all the time. You can watch it anytime you want. So
Okay, let's go to our first question.
Let's do it, Barb.
Okay. Manon asks, hello from Virginia. Very, let's see, impressive how you cut that large oval in the little blurb before the
in the video.
live stream.
Yeah.
Do you find it easier to do the relief cuts after chasing the run around the oval piece?
Well, it's not that it's easier. It's just that it's the process that goes. You run the run around the oval, and because if you try to cut your relief cuts prior to running the run, they just go straight through. So what you have to do is you have to run the glass, the oval, all the way around first, and then cut your relief cuts. And you know what? I don't know if you noticed it, but whether you're cutting a circle or an oval, and you score it, flip it over, chase the run around with your fingers, you really should flip it back over and push down a couple different places till you hear a little pop, because you've heard me in the past I always say that glass breaks twice. It's not that it breaks twice, it's that angles will break twice. And that second little pop that you hear will allow that glass, that oval or that circle, to come out of there much easier, even after relief cut. So hopefully that answers your question. And because I have done circles or ovals and thought that the run was ran all the way around and scored the relief cut, and it wasn't broken where the run wasn't run where I ran my relief cut, and it went right on into the circle. Or, hey girl, or whatever was, whatever I was cutting. But sometime in the last 43 years, that has definitely happened to me. But that's a good question.
Carol says you're scoring that oval in a single freehand stroke. No one cuts glass like you. And Nadia said she agrees 150%. What are you doing, Mary?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
Mary, stop. She's hitting my hand. Okay, stop.
Barbara's going to have to go get her a snack, I think.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I learned a long time ago when so this was like in the 70s. When you're scoring a piece of glass, y'all, what happens if you lift your glass cutter off of the glass and then try and start over again? More than likely, the glass is going to run at that area where you picked your glass cutter up. So the company I used to work for back in the 70s, we used to do a lot of tabletops, and the more you could, if you could keep your cutter on that pattern all the time, most of the time the tabletops would come out, and then they just had to be machined. But if you had to, if your wrist got tired or something and you picked up that glass cutter, as you chase that run around, when you get to where you picked your glass cutter up, it was going the other direction. There was no stopping it. I don't know what it is about it. I think maybe you're breaking the cycle of the molecule separation, or I'm not sure what it is, but I know that I learned a long time ago, when you're cutting patterns, ovals or circles, or what I call wobbles, which is a oval circle, try not to pick your cutter up if you're cutting freehand.
Long story short.
Yeah. But I promise you, it does. If you keep your cutter on the glass, more than likely it'll come out. So, and you guys, ladies, thank you for the compliment. That's awesome.
Yeah, you have a lot of nice compliments up here, Mr. Ed.
I don't do it to show off. I promise. I do it for a living.
It seems like it's raining all over the place, but except some people say they have absolutely no rain. But
I hadn't even looked at the weather, other than I know that I can tell by the way the wind's blowing. There's a low pressure offshore below us, below South Carolina.
Red flag warning in Minnesota.
Oh my gosh! What in the world?
We have people here from the UK, from New Mexico, from everywhere, all over the states, and even further, Quebec.
Oh yeah.
Mary Beth wanted to know, what is the best way to measure an existing octagon window in an old house to make sure the commission piece inside the window will fit even if the window is wonky?
Mary Beth, make a pattern of it. Don't try to measure it and draw it. Let's just say, for instance, if it's a 24-inch octagon, each one of those little legs should be about 7 1/4, but don't trust them.
Right.
What I want you to do is get some heavy bond white paper that you can see through, and put it in the opening, and make your pattern from the paper. Mark the bottom on the paper, and mark the bottom on the windowsill, and build your window to fit your pattern, and then it'll go right in. Don't trust your measurements if it's a little bit wonky. Most octagons and hexagons that were put in these older homes were built on site by the carpenter. And some of those guys were really, really good, and some of those guys...
Well, it doesn't matter. If
No,
you're
I would
working
make
with
a pattern.
a handmade wood pattern, there's always going to
A
be...
handmade wood window, yeah.
wood window. There's always going to be
Make a
something
pattern
that's not
of it and
quite
make your
right.
life
It's not a
simple, Mary
machine.
Beth.
It wasn't made by a machine.
No.
It's not going to be.
And you know
perfect.
what? I don't even trust the windows today.
No.
I'd make a pattern of anything that's got a shape to it. That would be a good rule of thumb, Mary Beth, is if it's got a shape to it, make a pattern of it.
Okay, Tim wanted a link to our Amazon page, and it's up, Tim. Ray shared it for you.
Thank you, Ray. Hey, Ray's in the house,
Ray's in
guys.
the house,
I knew he
helping
would
us
be.
out.
Let's give him
Hey,
a thumbs
Ray.
up, everybody. Ray works really hard for us, and I'm gonna give Ray a big shout out. Thank you, Ray.
And while you're giving Ray a thumbs up, you can give the live stream a thumbs up as well.
Because that helps. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, guys, please do so. And up there in that right-hand corner is the notification bell. And if you'd like to be alarmed about every Monday night at 7 o'clock, go ahead and click on that notification bell, and that'll let you know that we're getting ready to come live.
And you have to subscribe and then hit the
Please
notification
do.
bell.
And,
Okay.
you can, just any kind of comment works for us. It's all good, y'all. Thank you so much.
Rita's here from the Ozarks. The Wolf
Hey.
Sisters are here from Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people here. Okay. Nessie in the UK. The normal thickness of glass is 3 millimeters. I heard the normal glass is much thicker in the US and Canada. Is that true?
No. No, the normal art glass is art glass, and everybody makes it around 3 millimeters.
3 millimeters probably is a more accurate measurement of
In
what
the
it
UK.
is than
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, because 1/8 of an inch is like,
not quite.
it's not quite.
Right.
Sometimes it's a little less than 1/8 of an inch. Sometimes it's a little more than 1/8 of an inch. And a lot of that depends on the glass itself.
Mary, Ed's shirt is for sale. I'll put a link to it in the.
Yeah, that's got everything you ever wanted to know.
For where I bought it. I'll put that. Where will I put that? I'll put that on the community page tomorrow, okay? I'll put a link to that shirt.
Yeah, I like my shirt. This was a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah. And I was thinking about making a stained glass shirt like that.
Yeah, and then we'll name everything that there is that you talk about with a stained glass window, because this is everything about blown glass, compatibility, fusing, anything hot.
Diane says her dog is in love with Miss Mary.
Oh,
Okay.
that's crazy, right?
Fishing Urban. I am struggling with cutting an inside curve in the shape of a U. Any tips? Maybe a demonstration? You guys are the best.
I cut a U the other.
Yeah, you
A
can
couple
do it.
of.
Thank you, Kelly.
I cut a U a couple of videos ago, a couple of live streams ago. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but maybe we could work on an inside curve during our glass cutting demo tonight for you. So stay tuned. Don't go away.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Don't
for
go away. I'm not going to do it live if you're not going to be here live.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll cut a U inside. We'll cut an inside U for you. That's awesome. We'll see how it goes. It may go well for me and it may not, because
We'll see.
that's just how it goes.
That's part of the magic
That's
of
part
live,
of the
live video, right?
Live video, yeah, because guys, y'all, y'all compliment me quite highly on my cutting skills, but it doesn't always work for me, just like it doesn't work for you.
Okay, Paul's got a question. Framed my first piece in lead cane today. Yay!
All right, Paul.
I used RU90 1/8. Should I run the same continuous around the edge of the panel or cut 4 pieces? Do they need to be mitered?
If you're going to put it in a wooden frame, Paul, you don't need to miter them because you won't see the corners. If you're going to, well, you're not going to hang it from lead because it's going to stretch. So, yeah, I would, you know what, go ahead and miter it, make it look nice, do a flat solder on the edges and make them look nice and clean, Paul. And congratulations, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's awesome, man. And we look forward to seeing you in September, my friend. Do you have an update on our class schedule? I know you added 2 new
I
classes.
was supposed to update it, yes, and I never did check it, but I do have some new classes, and I will update it later in the program. I'll look at it while you're doing your demo.
So we have a lead cane class coming up in September, and we also have a beginner class in August. Is that correct?
Yes, and we have availabilities in both of those classes.
So check out the website if you're interested in. I know that Paul has signed up for the lead cane class in September. Thank you, Paul. We look forward to seeing you guys again.
Yeah.
And so there's at least 2 spots left in September for the cane class. And
come meet your friends.
Come meet your friends and have a great weekend having fun.
Yeah.
And learning a new technique, because the lead cane class is definitely different than the beginner class, which is where the copper foil begins. So. That's awesome.
Okay. Lokai.
Lokai,
thank you for being here tonight. Is there any easy way to cut Yakagani class 1000 SP? Is there a better side? I guess it's...
a Yakagani? That's Oceanside.
I don't know if we have one.
I don't know if I have
textured
one.
on both sides. Is that what
Is that the problem, Loka, that it's textured heavily on one side, but still textured on the other side a little bit? You know what I'll do? I'll bring some Yakagani home next week, okay? And this is just, I'm going to go ahead and lock you in and make you come back. I know you're here a lot, and thank you so much. We appreciate it, Loka. So what I'll do is I have some Yakagani glass in sample boxes that are 3 inches or 4 inches by 6 inches. And I'll bring those home, and we'll do a live stream. We'll do a glass chat with Yakagani next week. You want to do that? Does that sound pretty good? Anyway, because if
a glass chat, what?
With some of the Yakagani that I have in the boxes, because I can share the part numbers with them, but then we can learn how to cut it too.
Yeah.
So we can try. Hey, Loka. I have
a special Yakagani.
Yeah, I have a lot of. I don't have a lot of problems, but I do have problems with Yakagani as well. But what I found out over the amount of time, the experience that I've had in cutting these glasses, is that when glasses have, when glasses have a heavy texture on one side and they're still textured on the other, what you have to do is slow your cutting down, because you're going over top and down you're going over top of hills and down into valleys, and sometimes if you're moving too fast, you skip over that valley. It's highly possible. And so what happens, that's no different than you just lifting your glass cutter up and putting it in another spot and starting over. So Loka, try just slowing down a little bit, but I will bring some Yakagani, because I have boxes, a couple boxes of it.
Slow down, but keep the consistent pressure on it. So keep consistent pressure, but you'll have to slow down when you come to those hills and valleys.
It's all about the
nooks
texture.
And crannies.
Because like this is you see that texture there. This is Oceana, okay, which is made by Yakagani. And then, but if I flip this over, it's got a, let me Do me a close-up, so they can see the texture on this one. See the texture on this one too? Here's one side, yuck, againy, and here's another one. This is the other side. But if we move slowly, listen to my cutter go over top of this. Now, y'all, this is my personal glass cutter. And this is what I use every day. Here we go. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to depress my head. We're not doing glass chat yet, but I'm going to just let you listen to this. So if you go over top of that too fast, man, it is not going to work. But you heard that. Chunk, 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 chunk. It's my little choo-choo train in my hand going across the glass. But you have to take your time going down the track. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Ed.
I hope that helps you, Loka. You've been a great supporter of our channel over the years, hon, and thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Nadia would like to know how many, and I don't really comprehend this, so maybe you can help me. How many little lines does 7/32 tape have? The one I finished had 8 lines. The new one I've got has 7 lines. Skimpy. Which one is right? I don't understand what that is.
Nadia, I'm not... how many lines does 7/32 tape have? I don't know what lines you're talking about, because I don't have any. I have some 7/32.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it. See if you can explain it a little bit different. But I've got some 7/32. I don't see any lines, unless you're talking about how tall it is. But Ray, you're lighting up the board, buddy.
Did we answer this in the UK? The normal glass thickness
We did.
is
We did.
3 millimeters. Yes.
That's Nessie. Yep.
Yep, Nessie. How did you get my name highlighted with the orange background? Nessie, at Nessie. I don't know. Oh, that was to Nessie. Okay. Thank you for the info.
There's a
Carol,
question.
I often get comments that my parts are going to break because of the deep curves. Is there a way to know the stress limits of a pattern piece? Thanks.
There's really not, but what happened when you do those deep curves, Carol? I don't know if it's because they're trying to scare you that it's going to break, or if they're just jealous of your cutting.
It would break if it flexes.
If it flexes, right?
If it's long enough to flex in the window, there's a chance. It will break.
So, but what you'll have is it'll actually, a lot of times the run will actually start and you won't see it when you're making the cut. And then when you do your grinding, a lot of times the run will disappear because it's only a short little wave. It's just a tiny, tiny run. But those cuts that you're making just show, they show your skills rather than your apprehension. Because you're not worried about it breaking, you're showing skill. And thank you for showing that skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You'll learn from experience. It's something, if you can't cut it,
Yeah. Well, here's what happens. It's like, so if you even drill a hole in a piece of glass right in the middle of it, if for any reason it's sitting on something and something sits in the middle of it and that flexes that little bit, the weakest spot right now is the hole that's in the center of the piece. So that'll do. Flexing is usually what breaks it. And the way that I've seen some of your windows they're put together, Carol, the structural stability of them or the structural integrity of them helps rather than hinders. So
yeah, so I don't think you're going to have that problem.
I think it's just jealousy, Carol.
The stress limits of a pattern piece, there really is no stress coming this way.
No, because it's standing, it's vertical now.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a good question.
Mary Beth wants to know what kind of paper we're talking about.
The pattern paper, Mary Beth, the 40-pound pattern paper that we have on our Amazon page. You and Frank may even have a roll of it in the studio. But that's the pattern paper that you'll use to make your pattern for your octagon. And
or you can use a piece of newspaper, or you can
use what they call resin bond paper, which is what they put on hardwood floors in new homes, to keep them getting scratched.
And if you really want to be sure if that's going to fit, make a cardboard pattern of it and fit it in the window.
or
mark the top and the bottom, and then you'll have it.
And if the cardboard pattern fits and it's marked, then there's your pattern for your window.
Yeah.
But it's important that any type of shape in a house that you're trying to build a window for should have a pattern made of it. So.
Unless it's an exact half round.
And there
You're
aren't
going to
many
need
of
to,
those.
and there are not many. You'll need to do a pattern as well.
Guys, y'all might be looking at my hand right there, but I came out of the bedroom this morning and I whacked my hand on the countertop in the kitchen as I walked by the sink. So let me hide that.
Yeah, hide that.
Hide
Will
that.
you? Poor little thing.
Well, baby, my hand hurts.
Okay. Another question. This is from Aaron. How do you know when it's time to change your grinder bit?
Oh, well, here's. Do I have one here?
No, you don't.
I don't have a grinder bit here.
No.
All right, so hey, Aaron, this is what you're at. Where you're at. You have 3/4 of an inch of diamond on your grinding bit. That diamond coated area on your grinder bit is 3/4 of an inch. Each section of that, you should be able to move your grinder bit 6 times because you're using only 1/8 of an inch of it at a time. Even if you just move it 5 times, that grinder bit should last you a long time. If you're not keeping it cool, you're going to see the diamonds are going to be flaking. Then that's a sure sign that you need to change your grinder head. The other thing is probably that it's not doing the job it's supposed to. But you know what? Guys, this is what happened when your grinder bit needs to be replaced. It'll let you know. It'll pretty much won't be doing a whole lot of things. But here's the thing about your grinder is your grinder really should only be being used to clean the glass up, not to shape it and make it fit the pattern, because you should already be doing that with your glass cutter. But if you feel like the bit on your grinder needs to be replaced, I don't think there's any true tell, because I've got my bits have been on my grinders for years. That's how little I use them to shape my glass. But just go ahead and if you feel like it needs to be changed, that's fine. But most of the time, y'all, you're not going to wear out your grinder bit for a long period of time, as long as you keep it cool and you keep it situated to where it's being used on the good diamonds rather than the diamonds that are wore out. So remember, 3/4 of an inch, 6 times 1/8 is 3/4, and that allows you to move that bit up or down, however you're doing it on your grinder. I always start out with my bit the lowest in the grinder, because that helps pick up water out of the bottom. And then as you move it up, you get fresh diamonds until they're gone.
Okay.
I hope that helps. Hey guys, when we get our new studio, I'll be able to show you that in real time.
Okay. So Low Cost said, thank you so much.
I hope it works for you.
Yeah, she'll slow down and she'll be here next week for your Yakagani call.
Okay, I'll be here.
Okay, and so Nadia was talking about lines on a ruler. Well, if it's 7/32,
Okay, it's like
then it needs to be 7 lines. 7 of those 30-second lines. That's what she's talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the
Lines on
strikes
the
on a ruler, yeah. So, yeah, 7/32. Okay,
It
so
would be 7 lines.
well, 8/32 is 1/4 of an inch, okay? 8/32 is 1/4 of an inch. So 7/32 is going to be 1/32 of an inch less than 1/4 of an inch.
It's 7 lines. And if you got 8 lines, it's 1/4 inch.
Well, no, because on a regular ruler, Barb, there are not 30-seconds. There's only 8ths and 16ths. So it's going to come up 5/16. It's going to come up 3/16.
She's
So
got 7 lines.
You want to go get a tape measure?
No, but she said on one she had 7 lines and on the other she had 8.
Oh, well, then it's the 7 lines because no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking at 30 seconds. A regular tape measure only has 16ths and 8ths on it, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, so but a 7 30 seconds is exactly what it says. It's 7 30-second inch
It's
lines.
7 30-seconds of an inch.
That's exactly what it is.
And if it's 8 30-seconds
It's
of an
a
inch,
quarter of an
it's
inch.
a quarter of an inch. So you got two
Yeah.
two different size foils.
You got 2 different size foils, yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens quite often too, because when you take your foil out of your packet, if you don't mark it, like on the inside little cardboard thing, if you don't mark it and you throw the package away, then you
You
got
have to
look
measure
at
it.
You have to measure it, and this is 7 30-seconds here. Yeah. So if you're going to throw your package away that your foil came in, take your Sharpie and put a little mark right there.
So you know what
Here,
it
put
is.
your-
Because 7 30-second and 1/4 inch foil look so much alike.
There, just put a little mark on the inside of your foil roll, and then you know for sure, because not everybody keeps it back in their baggie. Like I keep mine in my caddy, but I also keep it in a gallon size baggie as well. So, but that's a good little idea. I'm sorry, Barb, I got you all messed up there.
So anyway, that wasn't really an answer to your question because if ruler doesn't have 7 30-seconds,
The
30
ruler doesn't
seconds.
have 30-second
What
marks
does
on it.
have 30
A
seconds?
really good tape measures. Really good measuring
Okay,
tapes have
well
30
then.
seconds on them.
There you go.
Yeah. Usually, so
They do have 30 seconds on them.
So on a regular tape measure, you're going to have a 3/16 line and a 1/4 inch line, and your foil should fall in between those 2 lines.
A
which
really
will give
good
you
tape measure.
A
but
really
we
good
have-
tape measure, though. Who was that? Nancy?
No, Nadia.
Nadia. Yeah, a really good tape measure has 30 seconds on it. But then if you need to, just go to the auto parts store and get a micrometer, and that'll give it to you real quick.
It's not something that.
It's not that technical though.
Let's see.
But normally, if it says 7 30-second on the packet, it's 7 30-second in the packet. So
Beth says she gets bruises like that just bumping into equipment and tables. I do too.
Yeah.
I got them all over me. I bump into a lot of things. Oh, okay. I like the one with the 8 lines. Yeah, 1/4 inch foil is a lot easier to work with. And that's what you're getting with the 8 lines is 1/4 inch foil.
yeah, and that gives you a little bit more room to play with. And if your glass is just a little bit thicker in one area, it still makes everything uniform.
Carol likes 3/16 foil, which is 6 30-seconds.
Right, exactly.
Yes. There you go. Yeah,
And
that
that's
makes
pretty
very
small.
delicate.
That makes delicate.
That makes for delicate work.
You
But,
are
know,
showing off, Carol. Yeah, that's good.
Loka. Thank you so much, Loka.
Oh,
We
Loka,
appreciate
thank you so much. Hang on, let's get the light going for Loka. Thank you, dear.
Okay, Erin wants to know. So we had that measurement discussion. That was good.
Oh,
Okay,
that's good.
Now we all know. Does wrapping your piece in hobby came eliminate the risk of hinge joints?
It keeps it from moving. The idea about hinge joints is you create those yourself by the pattern. And yeah, if you can make the outside edge of your sun catcher or a small panel more rigid, that will help you.
But
Yes.
will Hobby Came do that? Is Hobby Came going to make it more rigid?
It'll help it. It'll help, but it can't be big. A little small piece, little sun catchers, you can put Hobby Came around them, and that'll stiffen it up a little bit. What I found over the years is the best thing to do is to wrap your sun catchers in wire, and then they won't come apart and they won't bend in half.
Okay. Thank you, Ed.
I hope that's a good answer.
Kelly wants to know generally what foil does a person use for bevel clusters?
Well, because bevel clusters are a 3/16 glass with a 15-degree bevel on them, which means the end is 1/8 of an inch. You can use 7/32, or if you are very proficient, you could use 3/16 on that too. So 7/32 or 3/16 foil, but 7/32 is going to be probably your go-to foil. So.
Okay. Engineers and architects' rulers have 30-second marks.
Yes, they do.
And in the sewing factory, they use 30-second
Well,
marks.
and they use 64s too. I have a tape measure that has 64s on it, so we can get way down in there if y'all want to. So, but yeah, 64s. It's really funny. Well, it's not really funny because, and this is just a quick story that y'all probably hate me after I tell you this, but not really hate me. But so when I was little, the one thing in math that I had a lot of trouble with, it was only thing I ever had trouble with in school was fractions. And we started learning fractions in like the 5th or 6th grade. And oh man, I just couldn't get it through my thick head, according to my father. He would say, you can't get this through your thick head, can you? So anyway, ironically enough, thank you, Mary.
Oh, Mary. Thank you. The
thank
Wolf
you.
Sisters.
And so
Thank you.
ironically enough, y'all, that's all I do now is fractions. And it's just like, I had trouble doing them on paper, and now I just do them in my head. So it's just like, it was kind of, it's kind of weird how those things when you're little that give you trouble. Well, who would have known that I would end up actually making a living out of fractions? So who knows? Anyway, thank you. And I just thought I'd share that little story with you. That's all. I'm gonna put some purple up there to match your lights. And the Wolf Sisters.
And the Wolf Sisters.
Well, we appreciate you
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah, that's great. So so we've had all this rain, and we believe we do have the water coming in the garage stopped. We're going to put the new bubble seal on the bottom in the next couple of weeks, and then we're
Get the floor painted.
Get the floor painted. Yep. Got the guys coming over one day this week and giving us a price on getting the epoxy put down on the floor.
They're running a 50% off sale
And
just in time.
We're going to take advantage of it, and you guys are helping. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We've got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question from Kelly. Should a person wire wrap sun catchers?
I would. Those of you that do sun catchers and do the craft shows and all that, my suggestion would be to get a big spool, 2,500 foot lineal foot spool of 20 gauge wire and wire your sun catchers. Again, guys, as soon as we get the new studio set up and we'll be able to do all these different demonstrations for you, and we'll be able to explain it much easier, but it'll be visual as well, which a lot of times visual is better than verbal. So we'll see how that goes, right?
Right. Okay. Let's see.
Barbara's got some mint growing on the back porch, and it just took off like a rocket. So we're having, you see the mint in her ice water there? Look at that. Look how green that is. I put it in my juice that I drink. I drink zero sugar juice, and I put some mint in it, and it's really
Really?
good.
You did that?
Yep.
My goodness.
I did it.
You done did it?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. Yes, fractions in physics,
Yep.
Kathleen said. Fractions in physics.
Yeah. There's something I laugh about now, but boy, I just couldn't get it when I was little. Golly.
Steel rulers that have 1/8 inch, 16th inch, 32nd, and 1/64. Yeah, the nice, they sit flat.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad used to use them in the pattern making factory.
Yep.
With pattern making, he had great big ones. And then we're
That's
having
right, the steel rules. Yeah.
steel rules.
I
And
remember
we've
seeing
had-
those laying on the table.
Yeah. Yep.
Barbara's dad, like Barbara said, her dad was a clothing manufacturer, and like he could look at you and say, "Oh yeah, you're a 6," and he'd take his scissors and go, and you got a 6. But he had a pair of scissors, and I kid you not, they were 14 inches long at least, and they were sharp enough they would cut like nobody's business. But anyway, I was very impressed with Barb's dad's scissors. They were really nice. I don't think I ever seen a pair of scissors that big before, them that sharp, that could be handled that easily.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh,
Do we have
Kevin's in the
anyone?
house tonight.
Kevin's
Kelly's
here.
here. Thank you. Mary Beth.
JR.
Look forward to seeing you guys next weekend. JR's here. He'll be in town next weekend. Is that correct, Jen? Is JR coming next weekend for the lead
believe
class? I believe he is.
I believe so. Okay.
Unless he's out of the country. I hope his son's doing well. Okay.
Okay. If you have a question, just put it in the chat. And I was going to put a little note in there, but that's not going to happen.
It won't work.
It won't work. Okay.
Oh.
Did I ask the question about what someone asked about wiring a
Sun catchers, yes,
Yes,
and I
okay.
suggested that you do. See, what happens when you do these shows and everything is you pick up new customers, and these new customers, every time you do a show, they're going to find you out, and if they buy one of your pieces and they take it home and it comes apart in just a few weeks, they're not going to come searching for you. So if you'll take the time to make your pieces have some structural integrity, they'll always come back and they'll always be buying your work, and they'll be customers for life.
Yep, he's going to be here. Paul's going to be here.
Okay.
He made it here late, but he's going to be here
Okay.
next
Yeah.
week.
Well, look forward to
Magali's
seeing
here.
you. Look forward to meeting you again. That'd be awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. Mary Beth and Frank, we look forward to seeing you guys this weekend. Going to be a fun weekend.
It is. We get our glass people together. Okay, I think we're
We'll
ready.
make sure we get some pictures.
I
this
think we've
weekend.
got all of our questions answered,
Okay.
and we're ready for some demos. If you want to do a
Okay.
glass demo.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Okay.
This is pretty.
Ooh, that's orange.
This is pretty. You see the part number up there at the top? It's a 270.72. It is a solid, dense
And the maker?
Clemson orange, and it's a Spectrum.
Okay.
I say Spectrum because it's a Spectrum, not Oceanside. It is a Spectrum. I bought a bunch of Spectrum a little bit ago, and I'm finally just getting to where I'm cutting it up and putting it in the racks. So I didn't have an opportunity to clean this. And remember, we've always talked, guys, before you cut any glass, go ahead and make sure that it's nice and clean first. Because what it does is it just not ruins your glass cutter, it just makes it all cloggy and everything. So yeah, listen to this. This is a Spectrum, and we know what Spectrum glass is. Spectrum is really soft, it's beautiful. And we're gonna slide that up right. Oh, that looks good. That's a good spot right there, right? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're just gonna this is a dense opal. I cut this in the back of the shop, and there's so much noise going on, I couldn't tell if I could hear the score or not. So we're gonna share this one together. We're gonna depress the head, and I'm sorry you can't see because of my hand, but here we go. Oh, it's soft. Woo, listen to that. So we heard it. We can almost see our score. And there we go. So this is really soft. This is a Clemson orange, guys, if I've ever seen one. But look how nice that is. You see, I wasn't pressing hard on my cutter, and you don't see all those marks. You see that? It's very clean edges. This is an edge that you probably wouldn't even have to grind if in fact you were gonna copper foil it, because it broke nice and clean. My running pliers were where they belong. We don't have any angles on the glass right there, see that? And let's flip it around, and there are no angles on the glass right there. So that's great. Sorry, I got my hand on the camera. All right, so we're gonna do, if you're having trouble cutting.
What was that number again?
This is a 270.72. It is a dense opal orange.
Spectrum.
So what I'm going to do here is we're going to cut this in a small piece like this. This is going in the box. Let's do this. Take that right there, push down on that, and push down on that.
They couldn't really see that.
Now I used my fid. I've used my fid underneath of that.
I don't know if they could see that. Oh.
So this is just a little thing. Y'all can use this little trick on your table if you need to. But see, I've just put my fid underneath of there like that. Here we go. Push down, and just like that. Okay. So that's just a little breaker, a little way to break glass if you need to. You know, the other way you can do it is to pop it like that. Bonk, just like that. I'm gonna put a piece of this in this month's box. Somebody's getting a piece of orange. Now, let me share another piece of glass with y'all, because we have a little bit of time, and I hope you're hanging in there with me. This is another spectrum that we got, and this right here, y'all, this is a 367. Okay, all of Spectrum's yellows are in the 360s, but I think what I wanted to do is just share this with you, and we can listen to how really soft this is. I'm gonna depress the head. And come off. And you don't have to, when you come off, you don't have to come off real hard. And let's see if we can just start this run by listening to it. There it is. Did you hear that? It started, okay? And now our run is right here. And I'm gonna stay in behind that with my grousers. Y'all, these are my Lepinette grousers, and I love these pliers. I'm gonna drop in directly behind. I'm putting my index finger knuckle under the glass, and I'm going to pull down, and I just pulled down a little bit more, and I'm going to pull a little bit more, and we're going to finish that out just like that.
I wanted you to cut a U.
A U. So let's cut a U. Hang on, let's do this so that we can kind of see what we're doing. So of course, first of all, you know, when we're cutting, whenever you cut a pattern, you want to make sure that your cutter head stays against the black line, because that black line now we're going to squeeze it. Okay, we heard that start. Now we're going to see if we can start this side. Okay, we started that side. So now, if you don't have a pair of these silver schnit running pliers, you really should get a pair. And we're going to start this. Okay, so it just went around, and now we're going to come over here. And I'm going to turn these back the other direction so that we can get in there just like that. And back the other direction. Okay, now that takes care of that. And now we're just going to try to like tap this around because I can see the score.
If you can't take a good picture, then you need this AI app. Just
All right, so as I get this in the light and I can see the refraction of it, you can see that the score is broken all the way around, okay? So we're just going to do this. And then we're going to take this and I'm going to push down on this. Okay? And all right. So this is the piece of glass that we want. This is nothing here. So this is how we do our relief cut. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Then we'll take our running pliers. Oh, and there we go. So when I run this around, this is what happens. So it ran and it's broken everywhere that it needs to be, except it went the other direction. And that's fine. You know why? Because if it happens to me, it happens to you. And sometimes it'll happen to you more often than me. And I'm coming back around. And maybe what happened is I did not. I think we were talking about the oval in the beginning. If you don't have the score, the run completed all the way around, that when you do put your relief in, that relief continues on through the piece. And you know what? That's exactly what happened. Looking at the edge of this glass here, that is exactly what happened when we're trying to take this U out. So let's do that again and see if we can make it happen this trip. Here we go. So it'd be nice if we get a new camera mount right here and it won't be in my way. So we're going to take our running pliers, we're going to start our run. Okay, we're going to come back and we're going to start our run. Okay. And now we're going to come in, we're going to take our pliers, and we're going to make sure
Okay, we have some questions.
so if we got that. And then if you need to take it out deeper, you just take it out in what I call rainbow cuts. And then you don't waste, the glass. You take it out like that and take rainbow cuts out of it. Otherwise,
Thank you, Ed. That was really good.
just really have
Okay.
there you go.
Thank you, Ed. That was very informative.
Somebody's getting some yellow next month too. Did I give that? Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a
Oh, my
smiley
gosh.
face. Okay, never mind.
All right.
All right, that's enough of that.
Okay, question.
Okay.
Elizabeth wants to know, for outdoor spinners, will black patina hold up under a covered porch?
It's just a chemical that basically stains the solder. It'll hold up for a while, and eventually it'll fade out with the sun, probably. But you can always take it down and clean it and redo it.
Yeah,
Right?
I've had a sailboat sculpture, stained glass sculpture kind of thing, on my back porch for, 3 or 4 years?
Oh, the boat. Yeah, we were just talking
And
about that
the
today.
black patina is perfect. I mean, it's still black. So maybe copper patina wouldn't hold up as well, but black patina seems to stay
Do the
black.
trick, right?
Yeah. But you can always redo it if you need to. Let's see.
I'm sorry, I'm just loading
When
up
will we
our.
demonstrate how to do attach a copper wire to a sun catcher? Samara says that hers is real messy. When will we demonstrate this? We have a video that's out. It's stained glass start to finish, and it has a leaf on the thumbnail. That has that on there.
Right. And if you haven't put wire on the edge of your sun catcher before, two things need to happen. Number one, you have to start the wire in a corner if you can, and tack solder it right there. And then the other thing is you have to pull it tight, and you have to tack solder it about every inch. The other thing is, the second thing is your soldering iron needs to be turned down. You can't edge solder with your iron hot, real hot.
Yeah.
So if you're not using a wattage controller, but you're using a Hakko iron, turn the iron down all the way to 320 or whatever the lowest setting is on it, because that's going to help you. If you're using an iron controller, cut the controller back or the temperature back from 8 to about 7, and that will help you as well. The other thing is keep in mind, if you're soldering the edges of your sun catchers and they're looking really crummy, is that you have to keep the area that you're soldering has to be level. Because as the solder moves and you move and the solder's running, it'll go that way, it'll go that way, it'll go that way. So we have put on our Amazon page a little handy helper that has little arms, and they articulate, and it's weighted, and it has a magnifying glass, and it works really well for those kind of things.
Yeah, to keep it level while you're doing your little.
Keeping it level is
intricate work.
imperative, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not, well, and tacking about every inch as you go around to hold it in place. Otherwise, you need like 5 hands if you don't. So just tack it, take your time, go around, and then build. And you don't have to build your edge up because your wire should already be flat to the sun catcher. And guys, as soon as we get the new studio set up, we'll be able to do demonstrations like this all the time for you.
We were taught that you have to grind to rough the edge so the soil will stick. Is that a myth?
No, that's not a myth. Let me tell you, people say that, oh, you don't have to grind, and you don't have to grind it. It has to be cleaned really well. But I would tell you this, your foil sticks a lot better if you just rough up the edges.
Just rough it up. Don't grind it down.
Don't grind it down.
Because you're going to have glass dust on it, and then it's not.
Yeah, and then
clean
it with alcohol, right?
Right.
Clean it with rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, and allow it to dry. And definitely bringing the sand to the surface in the glass makes the foil stick a lot better than if you don't grind it. And I'm happy for you if you're proficient enough that your copper foil work will fit together without grinding it. God bless you. I'm happy for you.
A lot of times when you cut it, you don't need to grind it, but you'll always have those little places that are going to need to fit perfect. You're going to need to.
You just touch it up. But it's so much easier just to put it on your grinder and go.
Swipe it.
Clean it, and put it in.
Yeah. Okay, another question from Vault. It's a new viewer. Do you always start the runners on the side you come off on first?
I try to, yes. I call that my hot side, and I don't know if it's probably just something that's mental in my head, and it's very well possible. But it seems my cutting works out better if when I come off of the glass, if I come off of it this way, I break from this end. If I come off it from that end, I turn it around and break it from that end. It works for me. My techniques are just techniques that I've developed that help me do my job more proficiently. They may not be like everybody else's, but of course, hey, Ed's not like everybody else either. So my techniques and the way that I show them to you are to help you become more proficient and to understand this process much better.
And that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. It's what we do.
To educate you To
That's right, what
inspire
we do.
you. And
It's
to
all been
build
done before.
community.
It's just that everybody does it differently. And there is no wrong way, guys, okay? There is no wrong way. What you do is you develop a technique that works the easiest for you to give you the very best product that you can give to someone else, okay? That's all.
Cindy says, watching you every Monday night, I always learn something new. Thanks for sharing your knowledge.
Oh.
And so
Hey,
that's
you guys are
very
way
nice.
you guys are way too
Thank
kind
you,
to me,
Cindy.
I
That's
promise
very
you.
sweet. Did I tell you Karen was here? Karen's here tonight.
Hey, Karen. Girl, how are you?
How's your hubby?
Yeah.
How's your family? You guys are getting a lot of rain too, I think.
Yeah, I think they are. The upstate's getting pounded down a little bit tonight.
Okay.
That's good. Wow, that was some good questions
Yeah.
so far.
Here is just a few more
Oh,
questions.
we're good. We're good. We got time.
Let's see. Question. What do you think of gun bluing for black color on solder and zinc cane?
You know what? I've never done it, but I have heard it done before, and so you're not the only one that's mentioned it. So it may work. Gun bluing, just like if you're bluing a
Heard
gun,
lot that it works.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you still have to make sure that all the oil is off of the zinc. But I have heard that it works. I don't use it because I don't use zinc, but I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Okay, that video link is up
Thank you, Ray.
for the video about
Adding wire to
adding wire to the outside edge.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, guys. And I think that's all of the questions, Ed.
Is it?
And I think we're about ready to go. Oh, you're going to do another demo?
If they want,
Okay,
I'll just
we're gonna
share
do
a piece
another
of,
demo.
I want to share another piece of green with them. This is a different green, y'all. This is, last week we had a spectrum green, we had a 329, but it was a 1. This is a 329.6. It's different. You can't see through it. It's very dense. And so look at that. It's a 329. This is a 6. 6 being it's very, very, very dense. Okay? So we have this. This is my personal glass cutter. That bad boy is about wore out. And so listen to this. Listen to how this sounds. The Spectrum makes really pretty glass for certain things, but not all things. Here we go. So you can hear that when I come off of there, I don't slap my glass cutter down on the table to come off of the glass when I do stop cutting, but you still have to come off. And then we're going to take this and we're going to take our running pliers, and there again, guys, our running pliers are just rocking here. And we started our run, you heard it, we all heard it pop. And we'll turn it around and let's run it back into itself and see what happens. Here we go. There we go. Miss Mary's in the house. Got beautiful edges, and look at that. Look at the green and the white stacked up in there, y'all. Green and white, green and white, green and white, stacked up all the way across. Anyway, there you go. That's a Spectrum. That's a really pretty glass. And before I put this away, what are we gonna do? We're gonna square it up, just like that. And let's square up one more side, because we don't want to put this away messed up, okay? We really don't. There we go. And squeeze, and down and away. So I just want to give a big shout out to our classmates for the weekend. Bring your glass cutter with you, and I have the rest of the tools. But if we're gonna be cutting glass for the weekend, you want to go ahead and bring your glass cutter and maybe even your grousers and your runner, so that you're using your tools. And we may even learn a few tricks about glass cutting this weekend as well. So remember, our project this weekend, guys, when we're done with it, we're gonna put it in a big oak frame, and remember, lunch is served all weekend. Well, not all week, just Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. We're ready.
We're ready. Look
Okay.
forward to seeing everybody this weekend. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Once you subscribe, if this helps you, what we do helps you, then we've done our job.
Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe.
And don't forget about Ray, everybody. Thumbs up.
And thank you, Ray, for
Thank you,
helping
Ray.
us out tonight. And thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate you. And please tune back into our
Next
YouTube
Monday night.
channel.
And don't forget, Yakagani's coming to the house. We're going to be cutting Yakagani and talking about how hard it is. Remember, the definition of Yakagani is break where you want, when you want.
Okay.
Let's see if
We'll
we can.
get through
we're
it.
gonna get through that myth next Monday night.
Yeah, we're going to break the myth on the Yakagani. Okay, guys.
I got 2 boxes.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Happy cutting. Bye-bye.
ARTyRV. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
Good
We
night,
love you.
everybody.